Yo guys, it's your boy the Purist and we are here to talk boxing. I'm with my guy again, Don's Kizan. What are you saying, bro? You good?
What's going on, peeps? Man, I'm doing good. How's everybody doing? How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, bro. Thank you for asking.
Good.
Yeah, again, if you're watching, make sure you hit the like button, get the likes up as soon as we can. Comment, all that good stuff. But yeah, let's get straight into the boxing today. All right. Where should we start? Start with the big guy, Vasyl Lomachenko. He returned in what was supposed to be a tune-up, and he got a lot more than I think he and Bob Arum bargained for.
Facts.
What's his name? Jermaine Ortiz. Now I know his name. You put in the work, then people start to know your name.
Yeah.
He took Lomachenko all the way pretty much. Now the scorecards didn't reflect this, which bothers me because if he would have won, they would not have given it to him. I think one gave it 117, 111 or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
it's funny. Yeah, because even I know punch stats don't score the fight, but on the punch stats, Ortiz, I think he won more rounds on the punch stats. Obviously, punch stats don't score a fight. It just lets you know it was a lot closer than they're making out. But obviously, Lomachenko, with his ability to download, is sort of like Mayweather in that sense, where after a few rounds, and he just swept the last few rounds and he just took over the fight. I think you can tell in a rematch, I think it would continue how the last three were, with Lomachenko just completely taking over. I think it just took him a bit more time this time to assess his opponent and take over in the later stages. But he did what he had to do. He won the championship round, swept all three of them. And then, he's now, I think Devin Haney came into the ring after the fight. And that's looking like it's next. Lomachenko said he'll agree to whatever Haney wants. Obviously, not whatever he wants, but like all the terms. You know what I mean? And they say, whatever, just tell me whatever. But obviously, they have their own terms that they want. So I'm guessing it's going to be in Haney's backyard, maybe. Haney gets to pick the arena.
It better be.
But obviously, the split, that's a different question. Obviously, Lomachenko, he doesn't mind taking less money for the opportunity. He's all about legacy. He goes back to Ukraine to train in the freaking... I've seen him in the ice, like just dipping in the ice with Usyk and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're people where, at this point, they're millionaires. Luxury is every day for them. They live every day in luxury for them, so they don't really care about the money too much. So that fight looks like it's going to happen. Well, first, tell me, what do you think of the Jermaine Ortiz fight?
Man, Jermaine Ortiz, man, props to that guy, man. That's how you maximize your situation, bro. Like, nobody knows you really who you are. See, I'm rocking the Purist gear. Don't play with me. Nobody really knows who you are, but you know what I mean? You make them know who you are. You know what I mean? You go out there and you show. And, man, he took it to Loma, bro. He took it to Loma every round, man. Like, Tim Bradley was saying on commentary. I usually never really listen to the commentary because they be on some bullshit sometimes. But he said, like, you know, Loma, what's wrong? He's not like really using his footwork and stuff around. It's because Ortiz was not letting him. He was like, bro, I'm in your face, bro. Like, you're not going anywhere, bro. And he was, the combinations was sweet. Definitely Loma was starting to get through it. But the thing I worry about with Loma is like, and what I seen in that fight is he getting hit a lot, bro. But like, he getting hit a lot, but I'm not taking nothing away from Ortiz because I do think this guy is skilled. I think people are like saying like, "Oh, Loma look like he slowed down." I just think his competition is stepping up. I just think that guy was just stepping up. I mean, I heard that they were sparring partners, so you gotta imagine that he holds him in some high regard to want to, you know what I mean, to want to spar with him. But Ortiz, man, he just pretty much shows out, hey, man, y'all look out for me too. I'm not, I'm not chopped liver over here, for real. And yeah, he pushed Loma. I definitely wouldn't be mad if somebody told me, oh yeah, that was a split decision. I wouldn't be upset at that. I wouldn't fuss and argue with that because like it had the feel of it. I thought it looked like it when I was watching it. You know what I mean? I watched the fight and I watched the highlights, and it still just felt like a gritty fight. Like Loma won it, but he had to work hard for it. Definitely, like in comparing it to performances, you know, Devin had the way better performance on Kambosos than Loma did on Ortiz. Loma did not outclass this guy. He had to work for this victory. But listen, last week, you know, we talked about like picking your tune-up guys smart. You know what I mean? But also what I was on the fence of last week a little bit. Well, I wasn't on the fence. I guess I knew that like I had Devin picked in a matchup against Loma potentially. But after seeing Devin in the ring with him, I got it. Look, I got it. Yo, I'm picking anybody who pick a Loma that day. I want your money. I'm betting because I'm
Funny
picking
thing
them.
is, yeah, even Loma, I think the first thing he said to him was like, "Are you a heavyweight?"
Yeah, exactly. He know. He's like, God damn, this boy making shit. I can't do this. You know what I mean? Well, he gonna do it, and that's what I like about Loma, bro. Like, he's not. He's like he knows that Devin
He's not
has
a
something
lightweight.
he wants.
Yeah, that's the thing I was gonna say. When you talk about Loma getting hit, if this is going to lightweight, it was fighting bigger guys. It's like Loma versus Campbell. Yeah, you can see who the puncher was, right? It was definitely Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell hurt him like to the body or whatever. But when Luke Campbell fought Ryan Garcia, obviously he knocked down Garcia, but you could tell who the bigger puncher was in that fight, innit?
Oh yeah,
So it's like Loma's lack of power, lack of size. Don't get me wrong, his skills are great, and that's what's getting him through all these fights. But he's gonna come against someone whose skills are on his par, who's a
yeah,
lot bigger than him, like Devin Haney.
and
Bro.
stronger than him. And I just worry that like he fights somebody that's a bigger puncher, and they catch him earlier on. He's done. He's not gonna have enough time to recover throughout the fight, and especially if you fight that bigger puncher that's on your skill level, the way you fought Ortiz. Because even some Ortiz shots look like it was getting to him a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you fight somebody, say you do that same type of fight with Tank, you're going to sleep. He's gonna knock you out. You know what I mean? Say you do that same type of fight with Shakur, you might not get knocked out cold, but you're gonna, I think, through like attrition, like you're gonna get folded, dude. Like getting popped like that, like I don't know. Like, I don't know. It also just dawned on me that, like, and I'm not trying to make this about this because I don't feel like it's really a factor yet. But Vasily is 34 years old, man. I was like, damn, when did this man get so much older so fast? I felt like I just remember seeing him fight Nicholas Waiters and shit and fucking Gary Russell. And now this nigga's 34 years old. What the fuck? Like, he might be old.
Yeah. To be fair, I didn't even realize he was 34, but he's been around.
That's what I'm
He's
saying. Like,
been around
you
a
know
while.
what I mean? It's crazy.
But one thing I'll say about the Tank fight is, with these guys, Loma has no choice but go to the inside and take it to him. And against Haney, he's gonna have no choice but to go on the inside and take it to him. But
Oh yeah.
don't get me wrong, Lomachenko's footwork is elite, but so is Haney's, and him closing the gap is really not gonna be easy. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it, to be honest with you. So that's where I'm a bit. Can he close the gap consistently and stay on his chest and do any damage?
No, I don't
But with
know.
Tank, him and Tank are the same height, so he ain't got to do that with Tank. That's the only reason I'm iffy with that fight. I think Loma probably will beat Tank.
Look, out of the
Depending on,
three, he has the best chance of winning, I would say, against Tank. But
yeah,
I still would favor Tank. But just because of that power, bruh. He's gonna have that edge over him. And it's gonna be clear. It's gonna be a clear edge over him. Like I'm not even trying to say like Loma don't hit hard because but I don't know. I just don't see nothing that Loma throws, especially after I've seen Loma fight more and more. I just don't see nothing that he throws that I feel like will hurt Tank. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like if he did hit him with that, I would be shocked. I just don't see nothing that I feel like will really hurt him like that. I don't know. But it's interesting. That fight was interesting, far more interesting than I think anybody anticipated or expected.
yeah, 100%. I definitely didn't expect that at
We
all.
learned a lot from that fight.
And even for Jermaine Ortiz on the flip side, I remember Pitbull Cruz when he came to fight Tank. Everyone was saying, "Oh, Tank's cherry picking, Tank's this, Tank's that." After the fight, now Tank's ducking Pitbull Cruz. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes take opportunity, take the big fight, yeah, and then prove your worth, and that's what Jermaine Ortiz has done. Pitbull Cruz, I think PBC have taken him on, and they're giving him a whole run. He's getting his own.
Oh yeah,
Like he's a contender. Like now, it's like they're building him as a prospect.
yep.
And I think with Jermaine Ortiz, I think similar things gonna happen. I think if he's with top rank, they'll probably just feed him to the Lions, to be honest with you. But if he gets a Shakur fight, for example, Shakur's first fight at lightweight, the guy Loma just struggled with, it's an easy way to sell it. And I think just take the payday. Whether you beat Shakur or not, take the payday, have another big name under your resume. You show up well against Shakur, he'll put you in with another one and just keep going and going and going. So for his career, his performance, everything he's done a magnificent job.
Oh yeah. Props to him, man. That's the winner of the weekend for real. Even though Loma won the fight, that guy Because he's young too. I think he's like 26 or something like that. Yeah, you
Yeah, very
26.
young.
You 26 and you fight Loma like that. Shit, you got some skill. You gonna go far. So that's good.
Yeah, all right. Moving on from Lomachenko, we're gonna go to Katie Taylor. She defeated Karabakh. I believe her name is in a unanimous decision. All right. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like saying this, but I'm gonna say it again, like I told you earlier. I was not about to watch another Katie Taylor fight, and I'm sorry, but listen, it's the same thing. Don't get me wrong. She's got skills. She's a very good fighter. Um, one of the best females out there, one of the best boxers in general out there. But to me, it's very repetitive. It's like once you've seen her fights, you've seen them all kind of thing, and it's like I can't keep doing it. It's not something that gets me excited. If she was fighting like someone like Serrano or something else where it's a big name and whatever, then you can get me in it. It's like Clarissa Shields, yeah. There's not many big names in female boxing, but she finds a way to fight all of them. She's a multi-weight world champion. She steps out. Kate Taylor's been undisputed, fighting the mandatories, and I get it. But if you wanna branch out into that bigger superstar where you can compare yourself to Clarissa Shields as the greatest woman of all time, instead of just saying it, then you have to do those kind of things. Go up in weight, maybe go down. I don't know if she can go down in weight, but just make a super fight happen because these mandatory defenses and defenses against people that we've never heard of, I'm not gonna watch. Did you watch it?
I didn't watch this fight.
Yeah,
No.
you're laughing at me. You didn't watch it yourself.
Look,
You
hey, that's a shame because I usually do. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But like, I mean, you're right. But she's not going up to fight nobody. Look, she's not going up to fight Clarissa, bro. That's not a good fight for her. She know that.
No, not
We
necessarily Clarissa, but just
okay, just
anyone.
period. Okay, no, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I can see that. No, for sure. But she's winning. Sometimes people do like to win and just win. I don't know. I would love to see her fight Serrano again. I don't know if she. I don't know. I don't know if she. I'm not saying she's ducking her, but I know that fight probably made her like reevaluate some things because that was a war. You know, could have gone either way. So,
No,
but
true.
yeah,
Just as a side note, on the undercard, there was a female called Macy Rose. She was boxing. I've been down. She was an amateur out of Repton, and you all know Repton, but I wouldn't say it's Kronk Gym, but it's quite close. So as in, if you're an amateur fighter and you have to fight someone from Repton, you instantly get scared. You even know who the fuck he is, but you hear they're from Repton and you're like, oh, damn. And she was like the elite out of Repton.
damn,
So yeah, so she's a top prospect. You know, when you sign to Matchroom straight away and they put you on the undercard of Katie Taylor, I think
truth.
because I think a fight for free or something, but she was ended up being the co-headline. So Macy Rose, that's one to definitely watch.
Okay,
Big talent there. Um, but yeah. So do you think Katie Taylor has a claim to be the greatest woman of all time?
no, not over Clarissa, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Clarissa just done too much, bro. The credentials is stacked too high, bro.
Even then, I'll say
You
people.
know?
I forgot her name right now. What was Clarissa's first big fight? Her name's Christina Hammer. Even someone like
Yeah.
Christina Hammer, she was there. She had a long reign, bro. She had a very long reign.
No,
Maybe
she
you
did.
say her skills and her amateur background ain't like Katie Taylor, but bro, she done it. Cecilia Breakers as well.
Mm-hmm.
She was undisputed for
Mm-hmm.
years. Katie Taylor she's still got to catch up to those kind of people in my head. Maybe
No,
Christina Hammer, you
agreed.
could say she's past there, but Breakers, she was undisputed for a long time.
No, agreed. And that's why I so quickly, decisively said no, because nah, she just hasn't done it yet. And then, like you said, I mean, look, doing these fights is cool, but I think the phrase you're looking for, AB, that you need Kate Taylor to do is to dare to be great, and she's not trying to dare to be great in her career to do some. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you. But that's it. It's okay to stay in your weight class, play it safe, but you gotta take risks. And I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. Boxing is it's all about risk. If you take a risk and it pays off, the reward it goes through the roof, innit? But if you play it safe and stick to what you know, it becomes stagnant, becomes boring.
No, agreed. I agree.
All right, the last boxing news we have of the week
Oh no,
Yeah,
wait. We'll talk about Bivol first, because I do want to know your pick.
Bivol. Okay, this weekend, Dimitri Bivol is facing off against Zerdo Ramirez.
We'll
Ramirez
talk
moved
about
up
that trash ass shit after this.
after.
This is
All
more important. All right.
right. Again, Zerdo Ramirez moved up from super middleweight. He's had a couple fights at light heavyweight, and now he's taking on the unified champion Dimitri. He's unified, right?
Yes. I might check.
Yeah, let's double check. Cause I know Batabiev does he have 2 or 3 belts.
Um, he might have 3. So I think. Oh, I'm about to see right now.
Yeah, he does have 3, so it's not unified. Sorry. Yeah. Bivol's got 1 belt. Defending it
WBA.
against WA belt against Zerdo Ramirez. Ramirez is tall, he's rangy, he's good, but since the first time I watched him, I knew like this is a good fighter, but he ain't got that. You know what I'm saying? Like that little spark. He ain't got
Oh, I do know what you're saying. You don't got that dog.
Yeah, he just there's something missing in him that where it's like he's a good fighter, but I wouldn't put him elite at all. And obviously Bivol beating Canelo the way he beat
Canelo
Canelo.
Slayer. Say it. Say his name. The Canelo Slayer. Yeah. Bivol.
The Canelo
I'm
Slayer,
sorry.
apparently.
I'm sorry, man. Box Record
Nah,
pissed me off because how y'all got Canelo pound for pound #1 over, and then Bivol is #2. That don't make sense, and he beat his ass. Come on, man, do better. But go ahead.
But yeah, so for me, it's Bivol the way I can see Bivol taking him. Like you said, you don't think he's got dog in him. We'll see this fight if he can stand up to Bivol and go the rounds. But I reckon it will go the rounds, 12 round unanimous decision. That's what I'm going for. And I think he'll have his moments, but I think Bivol's he's the bigger guy technically because Ramirez moved up. But I think Bivol's got a hand speed on him. I don't see Zerdo as a very fast fighter. I think everything he does is methodical, but I think he just takes too much time. And I think Bivol won't let him have that time to think, have that time to react, have that time to slip out the combinations. And I think Bivol's going to take it to him. What do you think?
Yeah, I got it going the same way. I got it at a 12-round unanimous decision for Dimitri Bivol. I just think Bivol is just a better boxer. Like when it comes down to it, on paper, he's just better. He's just a better fighter technically. Like even though Ramirez has the size advantage, just height wise, and like he is rangy. But yeah, a lot of his boxing to me, like it's textbook, but it looks like he can be bullied to me. You know what I mean? And I think Bivol has a very bully style of boxing. Like he has superb boxing, but he's also he doesn't shy away from you. You know what I mean? And his punches, they're thick. So I don't foresee him like knocking him out. But I definitely foresee him just making him very uncomfortable, much like the Canelo fight, just making Ramirez very uncomfortable. But I'm excited. There's some heat on this. I know Ramirez, he's saying he's been wanting to fight this guy for a while and shit like that. I'm just hoping that whoever wins this just goes on and go ahead and fight Beterbiev, man. So we can just see it, man. That man has been mauling people. He deserves to, finish his story basically and just or at least try. Plus, I would love to see Bivol versus Beterbiev. I think that's just a good ass fight, like unless Arthur Beterbiev comes out and just flattens that dude, which he is known for doing. But yeah, that's how I see it going this weekend. I got Bivol all the way.
Yeah. All right. Let me bring in Kevin for this part. Yeah.
Oh shit! What's up, Kevin? I didn't think Kevin would be here. We started late.
What's up?
What's good, Kevin? Damn, Kevin.
The energy.
Kevin, the energy. Yeah, we need it.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was excited because of the fight. Oh man, with Lomachenko. I'm sorry. Like, how do I explain it? I'm not a big fan of Lomachenko, but at the same time, I am because see him coming back and everything and stuff is like, it was extremely hyped and stuff. But after the fight, with him talking to Haney and everything, I'm hoping that actually happens.
Yeah, me too. I want the fight to happen.
I'm hoping.
I need that fight.
Yeah. Only thing I'm afraid though, I I do fear that in a way, Haney might get the win.
You bet
I want Lomachenko to win, of course.
Okay.
And I feel like Lomachenko will put a good, decent fight. But I feel like with Haney, just his skills and his speed and being young and everything, I don't know. I just feel like it's going to give him that little extra advantage, I'm afraid. But, oh my God, that was a beautiful fight. I'm sorry. That was beautiful.
Yeah, Devin Haney's going to beat that man. I'm sorry. I seen it with him sitting in there, and the guy was like, like before, I was like, I was never really. I guess I was always like, oh, Devin's gonna win. But like, I don't know. I see that fight being kind of like Devin going, oh no, he gonna do good, really good. Like, no disrespect to Logan, but that boy's gonna do good. I'm telling you, he's gonna do good. Yeah.
So Kevin, what do you make of the Bivol versus Ramirez fight?
I want Ramirez to win, but at the same time, I feel like Bivol will be very. I don't know. I just feel like, okay, so we obviously saw him fighting Canelo, how pressured he was, just nonstop punches and then pressure and force, and not only that, but putting him on the ropes. That's Canelo, though. This was someone obviously shorter than him. Now, someone his height, I don't know. I mean, Ramirez is a really good boxer.
Dude, I think he's taller than him, right?
Maybe like an inch or two. I think. But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like with him being his same height now, it's going to be probably maybe a little difficult, but at the same time, not, because he was obviously prepared 100% for Canelo.
He's taller than him.
Yeah. Okay.
Like 2 inches, 2.5 inches.
Ramirez is taller, right?
Yeah, and he got longer reach too, 75-inch reach, which is what I'm saying. He rangy. Yeah, nobody's ever seen him fight. Like, go watch the previews on him. Look at how he's built. Like, the man is like that motherfucker tall.
Yeah, he's very tall.
I mean, for a light heavyweight, I mean, he was fighting at what, super middleweight, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That shit is wild. Just looking at him fighting at super middleweight, it was time for him to go up. You feel me?
But seeing that Bivol was prepared and ready for how Canelo is and stuff, and literally dominated, I feel like the same outcome might happen with Ramirez. It might be different, might be the same. I don't know, but I'm hoping Ramirez wins. But something is telling me Bivol will win, not by knockout, by unanimous decision.
Yeah, that's exactly how I got it as well.
Same with, like, for example, if Lomachenko and Haney fought, I don't see a knockout. I see unanimous or a split decision.
Yeah, Kuzan, what was your final prediction? Sorry.
Oh, it was the same. It was unanimous for Bivol. 12-round unanimous. Yeah, man.
Nah, fair enough. All right, let's go on to the one part Kuzan does not want to talk about. Our man, the biggest star in boxing, Jake Paul.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm at least. No, go ahead. Yeah.
I can't remember what MMA fighter it was, but one of them posted on Twitter, and the caption was Jake Paul selling out arenas, and that shit was empty, bro.
I haven't seen that. That's funny. I thought people went to that though. It was Anderson Silva. That was a big draw.
It was.
The real question is, I want to know how much Anderson Silva got paid for that shit. That's what I want to know.
I mean, I am glad that Jake Paul didn't win by a knockout. Thank God. Because I had a feeling that, because there was like a video or something in the news that said like last week or 2 weeks ago that Anderson Silva was training, and at one point he was like extremely tired and exhausted. Like he couldn't go throughout the whole training. And I felt like that would have been a big reason and an excuse to why Jake would have knocked out Silva. But thank God that didn't happen. I do feel like he was robbed because Silva was definitely putting in work. And I think the judges scored him like to win 3 rounds or 2 rounds or 4 rounds and the rest Jake Paul. No. These judges, man, some of these judges, I don't know. It's terrible.
I Anderson definitely was. I think Anderson just slowed down too, bro. Like that man's old. That man was old.
Yeah, I mean it's aging. I just
In the beginning, like, listen, Jake Paul, man. Listen, I got. Look, the man can hit hard. You can see he does hit hard. You know what I mean? I personally don't think when Silver dropped, they try to say that there was a dive. I don't think it was a dive. I think he just caught him off balance. If you go back and watch it, he hits him with one punch. Silver doesn't really see it. And then he throws the other punch over. And Silver's actually throwing a punch as Jake's throwing a punch. So he's off by you throwing a punch, your body, and in the angle he was at, he wasn't underneath himself. So I mean, if you just go back and watch that, that's not a dive to me. But I think that knockdown definitely secured it for Jake. But at the end of the day, it's just youth that beat him, bro. Let's be real, bro. If this were to happen like fucking 10 years ago, or not even 10, I mean, the kid's young, so beat him, bro. Couple years ago, if Anderson was his prime, this man wouldn't have won that. But it is what it is. He did beat him. I'm just saying, this ain't even to be like, oh, you're trash, blah blah. Listen, keep fighting these guys that are these ages that are from different, organizations. Because listen, you're calling out Canelo and stuff. I know you're doing that for fun, for joke, and you're probably just doing that to get the bag too, because you know how much money you would make off of that. But I'm telling you, he would hurt you. You gotta really use the simple mathematics. You're going 8 rounds with a 47-year-old man from a different profession. Okay, you're trying to go 12 rounds with a boxer that's been boxing his entire life. It's not going to work. It's the same thing with McGregor and Mayweather. That's why I knew that wasn't going to work. You know what I mean? You don't come into boxing and try to fight the best fucking boxer in the world and win that. And Jake Paul, you don't fight a whole bunch of MMA fighters and like athletes who are, athletically gifted for sure. But there's difference between that and fighting. You know what I mean? And there's levels to this shit, man. And don't get yourself hurt. Just keep fighting. I think as long as he keeps doing these like, not celebrity, but like boxing these guys out of the promotion, cool, fine. Do that. Live in that little la la land, but just don't call out real boxers, bro, because it's curtains for you, man. You know what I mean? You're going to war. You're going to game 7s. With 47-year-olds, man. Game 7s. You out here looking like, you know what I mean? You had to fight it. All my life I had to fight. And that's what I'm saying. You just stay away from the boxers, man. Please. Please stay away from them. You know what I mean? For your own health. Because you can get
I don't know. At the same time, though, I do want him to fight a boxer. Because all he's been doing is just calling out not only MMA fighters, but they're old or retired or ready to retire. Like, can we just have him at least, if he's all talk like he says he is, if he's all Mr. Good Boxer, Mr. The Best in the World, and how everyone clearly supports it and thinks it, especially in this young generation, which, Jesus Christ, fix them. Fight an actual boxer. He can be at least, I don't know, 10-0, or the same record as him, a starting one. Or even fight, I wish that he would still end up fighting Tyson Fury's brother. Was it Tommy Fury?
Yeah, that would have been a good matchup for
him. At least.
That's a close and level person to him. Now, honestly, a lot of people are like, that to me, that would have been the fight to make him, in my eyes, as okay, I'm taking you legit, just because that guy, even though Tommy isn't like, he's not his brother. You know what I mean? You're about around a good level. Like shit, if you could beat Tommy, okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Now do some more, but I'm worried that he's never gonna try to fight another boxer again. He's gonna keep fighting MMA guys, because now I keep hearing like when people are like, "Oh, you should I fight a boxer?" He's like, "Oh, I tried to fight 2 of them and they both backed out." It's like, bro, nigga.
And he backed out of one of them though.
And that's what I'm saying. And the shit with the Hakeem Rockman shit, man. Come on, man. We all know this man Jake will wait, and then he'll be like, "Oh, I want to fight you." And he does the ridiculous weight shit, and he expects motherfuckers to make the weight. Now, yeah, he can make the weight because he's probably been training all year round and shit, but he'd be waiting for motherfuckers when they're not training all year round and be like, "Hey, bruh, you trying to fight? Let's fight. Oh, you got to get ready in like 4 months," knowing that they got to fucking kill themselves to try to make the fucking weight. You know what I mean? Like, it's either if it's not age, it's weight. You see what I'm saying? If it's a fighter that's younger or closer to his age, it's a weight thing. If it's a fighter that's older, it's the older. He'll fight the older. You know what I mean? It's like But that's what I'm saying. Look, making money. I hope you're making money from these joints. People are really making jokes about him that he's not selling out, and I really do hope he is, because no one should be risking their life.
To be fair, I saw another video where it was actually sold out. So,
that's what I'm saying. So it looked like it'd be packed. So I hope he's making money off these joints. That would be the only reason why I think he would. He'd be saying, "Oh, I want to be taken seriously." Nah, bro, you don't want to be taken seriously. If you did, you would have fought a boxer by now. Like, even if the first, second, third, fifth, whatever had backed out, you would have continued. Not. You know what I mean? So, like, if you want to keep making money, cool. Just say that. Just keep making money. You know what I mean? Just say, look, I am boxing, MMA fighters, and basketball players, retired, preferred, washed up, necessary. Just say that, and then motherfuckers can, they can go over there and do that. You know what I mean? And I'm not even mad if you do shit like that and put people like on the undercard who are like actually trying, you know what I mean? Like young up and comers and shit. Give them the exposure. They'll be the ones that actually win out of that. You know what I'm saying? But fuck, man, just don't try to fight boxing.
And the funny thing is, after he called out Nate Diaz, because apparently, he walked into his locker room or something, disrespected him. He calls out Canelo.
Yeah.
All boxers.
Man, Nate Diaz boxing is gonna make so much money though.
That it will, but I feel like at the end of the day, Jake will just probably end up winning because Nate is old.
For sure.
Yeah, but you don't deserve that Nate payday because him versus Nate, bro. The press conferences, the whole
bro. All the money he's made so far, I guarantee you, he fight Nate, it would be the most money he's made fighting, even bigger than Anderson Silva, bro. Everybody loves Nate Diaz, bro. Everyone loves.
Yeah, we love him. We love him.
They love Nate Diaz, man.
Hysterical, dude.
Nate free. He don't fight for the UFC no more. He's free. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. I mean, he was already saying and doing whatever the fuck he want, but now he on extra. Look, he go to this dude, John, and I don't even know. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and say that joint was staged or nothing because I don't know. But in true Nate Diaz fashion, he like, oh, you keep talking, get my name in your mouth. I'll go to your backstage dressing room and slap the fuck out of you. In true Nate Diaz, like, it's already starting. The seeds are already planted. I would not be surprised if they come out and they're like, oh, Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz is slated, blah, 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 blah. Because it just makes sense. So go ahead. Go fight Nate Diaz, make a whole bunch of money. And just stop.
Just don't fight.
Stop wasting boxers' time.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Or if you're going to call them out, at least can we actually go with it and not make it be another Gervonta Davis versus Garcia moment where it's going to last for who knows how fucking long.
Yeah, man. And don't pick people like, no disrespect, Hakeem Rockman, man, Jr., bro. Come on, bro. Like, you know why you did that, man. You did that because of that man father, man. Stop playing, bro. Like, come on, bro. Damn. And I'm from Maryland. Okay? For people who don't know, but Hakeem Rockman from Baltimore, Maryland. But yeah, man. Shit.
And like with him calling out Canelo, I would love to see that fight. Just Canelo can shut him the hell up. But at the same time, I don't because I don't feel like I don't want to see Canelo stoop that low in his career.
Man, if this was a fucking anime, bro, you know what Canelo is, bro? He's in God mode to Jake Paul's Krillin, bro. That motherfucker, he punched that man in the stomach one good time. It's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? So no, I don't want to see that, man. You're gonna do a big ass spectacle for like a 2-round. That man not even doing 10. He's not even doing 10 rounds. He's doing 8, and he's struggling against. What are we talking about? You know, he don't even got stamina for that shit, man.
Old guys
like, he just graduated to 8. Like, man, I'm sorry.
You know what? Yeah, Canelo should fight him. Canelo, I know. Either call his bluff and be like, "Yo, send a contract," yeah, or actually just go fight him, knock him the fuck out, and then we ain't got to talk about him ever again.
Oh my god, no, I don't want to see that.
Oh man, I mean, like I said, I would respect, like at least, like for example, Logan. I get it. You know, he still fought a boxer who's old and retired. Well, not really retired. He's still fighting, but at least he was a boxer. Jake, on the other hand, is just fighting retired old MMA.
One of the boxers.
Okay, yes, you're right. One of the best out there.
No, just boxer now.
Right, you're right. One of the best. And although he's still old and he's still fighting, well, he's gonna fight what? Deji in November, or something. I get that.
Deji about to be rich. He about to come back home. with two fat ass fucking duffel bags on his arms, man.
I got payday.
Hey man, right? You getting paid, man.
But
At least with that old song, he getting A-Rap money. This man getting paid. You feel me?
Okay, let me just throw something out there. Yeah, say Canelo fights Jake Paul, right?
This guy.
And Canelo's beating the dog shit out of him. Yeah, just battering him from pillar to post. Yeah.
What you doing?
And then boom, one uppercut from Jake Paul and Canelo's
Yo,
out.
shut up.
what is another Ivan Drago versus Creed?
I just want to say, if that did hypothetically ever happen, I don't know what I would do. Like,
I would be in shock.
I might start watching boxing. I ain't gonna. And that's crazy. That hurts me to say that. But this man's taking everything I love. If he beats somebody that's legitness like that, that's crazy.
I mean, they do say anything can happen in boxing.
Nah, man,
it can happen. One lucky shot from out of nowhere could just.
I don't want to hear that puncher's chance shit, man. I just want. If they do fight, I want him to get just knocked out and let it be done.
Let's put it this way: if Jake actually manages to beat Canelo in any kind of way like that, even if it's split decision, I'd probably just
This is not. Hey, stop putting this shit in the world. You ruining it. You see, you got Kevin's mind swirling. Kevin out here being like, oh man, what about split decision? What about majority? No.
But all I'm saying, if that ever did happen, because I'm quitting boxing. I'm not gonna box anymore. I'm just gonna find a new field of career.
Look what you've done, AB. Look,
because look, like, my two favorite boxers are retired one and current one. My retired favorite boxer is Julio Cesar Chavez. I love him with everything, like the most best out there. And then currently Canelo. I have my poster of him up there. If that ever happened, I don't know. I'm ripping it up. I'm saying you disowned me and I'm putting it in the garbage.
God, get cool. That's so cool.
Damn it, AB. Nice.
Right? That's y'all. Y'all want to be wishful thinking like that.
All right. Last topic that I want to talk about, right? Khabib, not boxing related, but combat sports in the same realm. Khabib, his fighter that he sort of manages or promotes, Islam, won the world title.
Yes, that was not.
Yeah,
I just want to.
I can't pronounce that name.
Yeah, it's Islam. I just call him Islam.
Islam Makhachev.
Yeah, that
something
one.
like that. My friend can pronounce it perfectly, but that was a beautiful fight too.
And then what I heard was Khabib paid $1 million for the guy's training camp, right?
Yeah, he did.
And the guy didn't make $1 million in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Khabib paid how much?
Paid $1 million on training for Islam's fight, for that fight.
Oh,
against Charles. Yeah, they actually said that at the beginning of the fight too. Like that was like the first thing they said. Like, Khabib paid $1 million for Islam. I'm like, damn, all right,
pay attention to that.
Yeah, all of it.
It was worth it. He won. I don't know if he made that much or even around there, but it was still worth it.
He didn't.
The reason they're given for Khabib doing that is Islam was Khabib's dad's favorite student. Well, favorite person to coach. And so it was like the one thing that his dad wanted more than anything was Islam to become world champion.
Yeah, he said
Khabib basically said, "Huh?"
His father said he prophesized that he was like Islam's going to be a world champion one day. Yeah, but like he just never got to see it because COVID happened. He died from COVID. So
Khabib basically just said, "Yo, I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that what my dad said comes true," and then so he did everything he could. And I just wanted to touch on that. I just thought that was a nice little story.
No, it was, man. Even the stuff Islam was saying, man, he was saying like two things that Islam said. Like that was cool, man. He was like, people say that I'm like Khabib. I'm just like Khabib. I fight like Khabib. He was like, this is a good thing. I like this. He's a great man. He's done a lot for me and my family. And this, I was like, damn, man. Like the respect, man, is just crazy, bro. But he was just like, and even because normally Dana White puts the belt around the champion.
Yeah, Khabib did it. I love that.
Khabib said he talked to Dana before it and said, I have to be the one to put this belt around him. This is what my father would have wanted. This, that, and the third, and Dana let him do it, man. And it was a good moment. It was definitely a very good, feel good MMA moment. Just because COVID came out of nowhere, And like, just think like in a world where that doesn't happen, Habib's father would be alive. Habib would probably still be fighting, and Islam would, you know what I mean? He would have been able to see both of it because Habib only stopped fighting because his father passed away. So, yeah.
No, yeah. And then after that, he just won his last fight and became 30-0. Yeah.
Yep.
But
yeah. Okay, if you look at you watching some MMA. Proud of you. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about sports. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I never even thought about that. I'm like, because I love MMA. I love watching it. Khabib is my favorite.
I like
Khabib is my favorite. And then AB goes, "You ever talking about Khabib?" I'm like, wait, what?
I'm like, okay.
This is not boxing. This is turned MMA now.
To be honest with you, yeah. Before he retired, Khabib might have been my favorite fighter in combat sports. You know.
Word. You like that style of I pick you up, I put you down, I punch you
just beat the
on the
shit
ground.
out of you. You know it is. Yeah.
I punched the shit.
I also loved Chuck Liddell. He was also my favorite.
Yeah, the Iceman.
You know what it is about Khabib, yeah? It looks like senseless violence, yeah. But no, genuinely, for like to the untrained eye, just like, yo, he's just going in there, he's running at people, picking them up, throwing them down, and then beating the shit out of them. But no, it's like it's the little things he does. It's like he does it with his legs to wrap up the other guy's legs, and I'm thinking, yo, I always think if I was in that position and that motherfucker done that to me, you know what I mean? It's like, like even if I could hold a little ground against him, like he'll do a little trick where it'll hurt, it will be over. And like, every time I've got someone on the ground and he makes sure the guy's body weight's on one of his arms, so that Khabib's only got to deal with the other one. Just like small shit like that he does. It just amazes me. And it's like in boxing, it's like the small little skills that we see that other people don't see. That's why we watch the sport, right?
Yeah.
And for me, it's the same if Khabib does that in the UFC, but in a way that looks like, man, there's violence, we're just beating the shit out of people. But really and truly, every single step along the way, he's doing something, man. So that's why he was my favorite fighter.
You know, speaking about MMA, actually, considering the fact that, you know, Jake and Logan both did wrestling in high school, and Jake is always fighting these MMA fights, how about instead just do an MMA fight? How about that?
He could never. He'll get.
I think we know that. We know why.
No. And no submission. They don't do submissions in wrestling, do they? Amateur wrestling.
I'm not sure. I think there's two types: there's Greco-Roman and freestyle. I don't really know.
But he could learn it. He could train for it. Look at him. He came from being a wrestler to then a YouTuber to then training for boxing and being apparently the greatest. So what if not train for MMA? He got the money for a good trainer. So
he could get any trainer he wants.
There you go. And then from there, let's see if he's good with MMA.
Is there any other topics you guys want to talk about?
Yeah. Not this week.
All
Is there a fight? There's no fight coming up this weekend, right? Or is there?
We already talked about
that's the only ones. What was it? Ramirez versus Bivol.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So then final predictions?
Yeah.
We got all UD all round for.
I got UGs for Bivol. Oh, damn. All right, bro. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's why I need that Haney versus Loma fight, bro. I feel like I've been scratching, itching myself for some good boxing, man. Fiending for some good boxing. It's been a while, man.
And also Davis and Garcia.
I ain't gonna happen. I'm giving up on it. Don't get my hopes up.
No. Don't give up. Don't give up.
I'm giving up.
Don't give up.
I'll give up on boxing, I think, you know.
And I know it's probably going to happen next year. Let's put it that way. Definitely not the end of this year. No way.
Happening, bro. That shit ain't happening.
You don't know. Do
you know why? Because they're gonna want to say, "Oh, I haven't boxed in a long time. I need to fight in December." They fight in December. Fight. Ryan gets beat by Joe Blow, and it's all over.
You know what? Next year, when they do announce it and it ends up happening, we're gonna go back to this podcast, and I'm gonna remind you. What did you say? Oh, you said no, we're not gonna have it. It's gonna happen.
When it happens in 2045, then I'll be like, Tevin, I told you.
I'll be ashamed if that's from that far.
Don't get me wrong. I want the fight to happen. That's another fight that I need.
Yeah, we need it. We all need it.
But I just don't get my hopes up anymore. For about 5 minutes, I thought we were going to see Joshua versus Fury. Then 5 minutes later, I was like, yo, that fight ain't happening. Even though they said they agreed terms, I was like, nah, that don't mean shit.
Also, actually, Ruiz and Wilder, too. they've been hinting it. Even Ruiz on his own page, I think he hinted something about like a fight with
Yeah.
that too. That'd be a good one.
I like that. To be fair, those fights make sense where everything's together, PBC in house. Whatever happens, Heyman's winning, Showtime win. Whoever wins, they probably become mandatory. It would make sense. Two former world champions. One's beat Luis Ortiz. One's beat actually no, the Hellenists don't count. But regardless, they're still up there in the rankings, fight each other. No one could really complain, innit? I think at one stage that was the undisputed fight, right? Ortiz versus Ruiz versus Wilder. That would have been undisputed at one point, isn't it?
Yeah, if Ruiz had beat Joshua again, and
Yeah, so
Wilder had kept his titles from Fury.
so yeah, that's that.
Damn.
Yeah, that'll be a very good fight, especially the styles. I think I spoke about before, but the styles in that fight. But yeah, man. Yeah. Again, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you're listening on Spotify or Apple. What's it? Apple Podcasts. Make sure you leave a review, share it with your friends. Kuzan, Kevin, thank you guys for being here again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Peace out, guys.
Peace till next week.
How's your